Welcome back to the gun dungeon, guys. Still loading 357 SIG. Have been for the last few reloading and ramblings that you all have watched. Reason being, I'm trying to get stocked up on just some range fodder stuff, and then I shot through a bunch of it already. And trying to stock back up again and just get a decent little stockpile, because this stuff is not expensive or not cheap to buy. Commercial factory ammunition, so this is where I'm at, sitting here cranking it out. Don't really crank out a whole lot of volume on this little TerraPress, but I've also got the attention span of like squirrel, so sitting down reloading large volumes, not exactly my strong suit. So I just leave everything set up and load a little bit here and there until I get what I want, and then I'll swap out. But anyways, to the topic of today's video, it is if you could only have one gun and why it is a shotgun. Now, I don't like to think that anyone or any entity could ever limit me to just one gun, but I do like to play the little hypotheticals in my head just for the sake of having something to think about that's firearm related and make me think through the process. And if I could only have one firearm for a do everything gun, it would have to be a 20-inch barreled 12 gauge pump shotgun. Most likely something along the lines of like a Mossberg Cruiser or something like, or Persuader, I think it is what they call it. I think it's the 20-inch that has the 8+1, maybe the retro 20-inch. I wouldn't want to go 18-inch because most of those have the 6+1 tube. I would want as much capacity as possible. And I mean, if you think about it, for a one gun to do it all, there's only a few things that the shotgun doesn't do well, and that's concealability, not great on capacity, and range. But you know, if you're within 100 yards, 150 yards even, you have a good shotgun with a good slug load that you know where it hits, you can take moose size animals with it, with a 12 gauge slug. And then you can go all the way down to shooting dove with it on the wing. So it's just got extreme versatility in its given range, of course. And you know, for life and liberty type deal, not the best just because of the capacity, slow follow-up shots, weight of ammunition. But when you think of everything else that it does, as far as hunting, survival, home defense, all that good stuff, that's what I'm going with. I can't think of anything else that I would prefer to have. Now, maybe if you were super recoil sensitive or planning on tracking long distances, hiking your way into or out of somewhere, maybe I could see a lightweight 22 rifle being more suiting to that type of role. But if I'm going to try to maintain the homestead, maintain like a rural area, shotgun's been getting it done for a long time for rural area folks. You know, a lot of old timers, even Great Depression era, all they had was an old single shot shotgun. I'm not saying it was the best option, but it's what they had and it worked. And I just don't, like I said, concealability. If it's a scenario where it's, you know, you only got the one gun and you're utilizing it to survive, I'm not really gonna care much about concealability. I'm gonna put a sling on that sucker and I'm gonna wear it like a purse everywhere I go. I'm gonna have that baby on me all the time. I don't care if anybody sees it. If that's the scenario, everybody's gonna have one. And I'd rather, in that scenario, somebody know that I had one as opposed to have to find out the hard way. But I just don't, I can't even think of anything that would even come close to a shotgun. 12 gauge, 8+1. And you know, you can change the barrels out with them. If you wanted 18-inch, you can go 18-inch. You can put rifle barrel on it. You can put a 24, 26-inch variable choke barrel on it. You can put cantilever optics or cantilever barrels on it, put optics on rifle slug barrels, smooth bore slug barrels. You've got everything from 7.5 bird shot all the way up to double aught buck, 3-inch Magnum, 3.5-inch Magnums. If you get a 3.5-inch, most of them are just gonna be 3. Slugs, like I said, buckshot, BBs, steel shot, lead, saboted slugs, Foster slugs. The ammunition is what sells the platform in a scenario like this, just because there's so many different options. I don't know if anybody's done it before, but I've done it just playing. And you can even take a 7.5 or number 8 bird shot and ring it with a pocket knife and make what they call a cut shot, where the hull essentially breaks loose from the head of the shell and acts kind of like a glazier safety slug, because it all holds together inside the plastic hull until it hits something. That's kind of an old school trick that a lot of people used to do, cut shells. Got that option. I mean, they even make inserts. I don't know how well it would work in a pump. I know single shots, they work pretty well. They make inserts where you can shoot 40 cal, you can shoot 9mm, 223, stuff like that. Just inserts that go in the chamber of a 12 gauge. So if you had a bunch of those, I don't know how well it would work in a pump, but maybe, not sure. If anybody's ever put one of those in a pump, let me know. It's got my interest peaked now. So that was just kind of something I thought of rolling along here as we're going. But yeah, what would you guys choose? You can only have one gun. Now you can have countless accessories, barrels, whatever you want for it. Now let's limit it. You can change barrels, but it's staying the same platform. So like, let's limit it to, like, if you want to say AR, you can, we'll say you can swap uppers with an AR. But that's as far as we're gonna go with it, as far as changing it out. It's got to stay the same gun, just with a different barrel. But let me know what you guys would go with if you could only have one, and tell me why. Because like I said, I don't think you're gonna beat the old 12 gauge pump shotgun if you can only have one. I think I might do a few of these. I might do like if you can only have 3 calibers altogether. Matter of fact, that might be my next reloading and rambling. Stick around till next week and you'll see that one pop up. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Till next time, stay tuned.